What if I told you that one of the most used blockchains on the planet, a chain with over 2 million daily active users, just opened its doors to XRP? That's right, not synthetic, not some janky bridge token from 2021. We're talking XRP, folks, on Solana right now. And look, this isn't just bullish for XRP. This is a win for Solana as well, because every serious blockchain is in a race for relevance, and relevance means having assets that people actually want to hold. Bitcoin's on Solana, Ethereum's on Solana, and now XRP, the third largest crypto by market cap, backed by institutional ETFs used by banks across 3 continents. It's on Solana as well. That's Solana saying, we are the chain where everything lives. And that positioning, it matters. But here's what why we're really here today. What this means for you as an XRP holder. Because Solana's side of this story, it's actually the most bullish thing that's happened to XRP distribution in years. Stick around to the end, because by the end of this video, I want you to actually try it yourself. So let's set the scene. XRP, now available to buy, swap, and hold directly on the Solana network through platforms like Titan, Jupiter, Camino, and DFlow, using a wrapped version called WXRP, wrapped XRP, on Solana. You can literally go right now, today, to tokens.xyz/XRP, and you can connect the Solana wallet, and you can buy XRP in seconds, fractions of a cent in fees, sub-second confirmation. Now, some of you are gonna say, why does XRP need to be on Solana? It's simple, man. XRP Ledger's a beast. We all know that. It settles in 3 to 5 seconds. It can handle up to 1,500 transactions per second natively. And it's been used by banks and financial institutions for years. But here's the thing. Most people don't use the XRP Ledger directly. Most people, they're already on chains like Solana. They're already using wallets like Phantom. They're already swapping on Jupiter every single day. This isn't about replacing the XRP Ledger. This is about meeting people where they already are. And where they are already, that's Solana. But let me give you some numbers here for those of you who do not know, because I don't think that most XRP holders fully appreciate what kind of machine this is. Now, Solana, they have over 2 million daily active users, far ahead of Ethereum's mainnet numbers. And the network processes between 75 million and 148 million non-vote transactions per day during its peak period. Folks, 75 to 148 million. It's highlighted on your screen per day. That's insane. Your transaction finality sits at 400 milliseconds. Sounds familiar? I'm sure. Your fees are under a penny, even low at 0.001 per transaction. And Solana, the network, it ran throughout 2025, dramatically improved with its network reliability. A far cry from the outage reputation that it had in the early years. But let's talk money, because this is where it gets really interesting for XRP holders. According to data from Nansen, Solana generated more chain fees than any other network in 2025. Almost 600 million. You see right here in fees. I actually think it was over 600 million, beating out Ethereum, Tron, and Bitcoin for the full year. That's more than Ethereum right there. That's more than Tron. That's more than Bitcoin. Solana generated the most chain fees on the planet in 2025. Solana, they also hold a dominant 14 billion in stablecoin insurance, signaling its role as a primary settlement layer for retail trading. And then we got the RWA side of things, real world assets. That's right. Solana currently holds for 1.98 billion in distributed asset value across more than 1,800 tokenized real-world assets with 194,000 holders and over 4 billion in 30-day transfer value, which is up almost 22% from the prior month. Securitize, Ando, Circle, Paxos, these aren't crypto native startups. These are the firms tokenizing BlackRock funds, US Treasuries, real estate, and they chose Solana. This is not a meme chain. This is infrastructure. And here's where Solana's story gets undeniably serious and why it matters so much that XRP landed here. Franklin Templeton, sounds familiar? I'm sure it does because they got an XRP ETF as well. One of the world's largest asset managers, they expanded its tokenized US Treasury fund to Solana, making Solana the 8th blockchain to host the fund. They called Solana a fast, secure, and censorship-resistant Layer 1 blockchain, encouraging global adoption. And they went even further because Franklin Templeton, who's managing over 1.6 trillion in assets, they launched an ETF as well, right here. Major firms, folks, Van Eck, Grayscale, Bitwise, Fidelity, 21 Shares, all got similar products. This is 6 ETF issuers on a single blockchain. 6, that's not a coincidence. That's a verdict. We can't forget about this, which I kind of just leaked over to you. Let's blow it up and get rid of that. Morgan Stanley, one of the largest banks on Wall Street with 1.8 trillion in assets under management, they filed directly with the SEC for a spot Solana ETF. Not an asset manager, a bank. That's a first, and Bloomberg confirmed this filing January 6th of this year. And let's not forget what Wisdom Tree said, because they put it plainly here. They said that Solana's 2025 dominance was out of this world. They said that it wasn't, a fluke. They expect that we're going to see it again. They said it was structural. Let that one sink in. Think about that word for a second, structural. That's what institutions say when they made a long-term decision. Not a trade, not an experiment, a structural commitment. So when XRP shows up on this chain, on the chain that Franklin Templeton, Fidelity, Van Eck, Morgan Stanley, and Securitize have all bet on, that's not a random integration. That's XRP getting access to Wall Street's favorite on-chain playground. Now, let me connect these dots for you clearly because I think this is being massively, massively underestimated in the XRP community. Now, XRP's core value proposition has always been speed, low cost, and institutional grade settlement. Sounds familiar, right? But that's also what Solana is known for. These two networks, they're not competing. They are complementing each other. But here's the thing about XRP specifically. The SEC approved XRP's first wave of spot ETFs starting back in November of last year. You have issuers, and some of these names might sound familiar. Bitwise, Grayscale, 21 Shares, Canary Capital, and Franklin Templeton. Now listed on the New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, NASDAQ, and the CBOE. Look, I'm not telling you to move your XRP off the ledger. Your XRP ledger bags, they're fine where they are. But I want you to understand what this looks like from the outside, from a user acquisition standpoint. Solana may be one of the most powerful distribution channels XRP has ever had access to. So here's what I want you to do. Head over to tokens.xyz/XRP and I'll link it down below. Connect your wallet up, Phantom, even a MetaMask wallet. Buy $10 of XRP on Solana. Swap it. Feel how fast it is. Because once you experience it, you're going to understand why this integration makes sense. And why not? Let's do it live on the screen. I'm going to come on over to Jupiter. That's right. Connected my wallet. I'm going to swap. Let's just do half of what I got in there. It's going to find the best route. I'm going to hit the swap button, pending my wallet signature right now. My MetaMask just came up. You can't see it on your screen. That's for security reasons. And once the wallet pops up, I'm going to go ahead and approve this. Confirm my buy right now. And there we go. Pending wallet signature, as you can see in the bottom left, confirming, bada beam, bada boom. It is done, folks. That's it. The speed that you're used to on Solana, though. The infrastructure is here. The institutional money, it's here. The users, they're here as well. And XRP, it just got access to all of it. As always, do your own research. Nothing here is financial advice. And I'll see all y'all